Hi, Mapsters, and welcome back to episode 9 of Mental Mix. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a long awaited topic that you guys really suggested that I do on my Instagram and in messages, really suggested that I speak about this. So, today we're going to be talking about body image and struggles with body dysmorphia and basic like teen perceptions on their body and how these have been like even more condoned and promoted through social media, but also through like basic interaction with friends and in social settings. Now, I have struggled with body image in the past, not that badly. Just I would say like a normal amount. Obviously, I don't think that's healthy, but like any amount, maybe a little bit is normal, but none of it is healthy, like it's not good to have body image struggles. But I have had some in the past, but definitely not to a great extent, thankfully. The only thing, honestly, that I have struggled with my body image isn't really weight or acne, thankfully, or anything like that people would normally say. It's my height. Like I am very tall for a girl, not extremely, but I'm 5'9". So if you guys are listening and you're a tall girl, I think that you have felt the struggle before of just like standing out a bit in crowds. Like nothing too terrible, but definitely when I was younger, especially in like middle school, I was always the tallest. I grew really fast when I was like 12 years old. So that was something that really hurt me back then because all my friends are kind of short. My best friend is 5'2" or 5'3". So when we stand next to each other, you can really see the difference. And yeah, like that's mostly my struggle. I don't know about you guys. Body image can be something super small to something very large, but um there are tons of different things that affect us. And that's just mine. I just wanted to say that as an example just to show that everyone goes through that, and I'm going to be super honest and transparent with that. I have had struggles with my skin before, but the main one that like still to this day I struggle with is my height. Just because it's the one of the only things that I've really been made fun of physically before. So that's the only one that really hurts me. But I've learned to manage it and I've learned to tackle it head on. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today, how to deal with this and the extent to which this affects people, and just providing with you guys with tips on what helped me get through it. So before I started the episode, I wanted to look for information, just general stats about how much body image affects American girls specifically. Now, body image is definitely something that also affects boys for sure. But today I'm just going to focus on girls just since that appeals more to my demographic and is something I know more about just because, well, I am a girl, so that's it. Um and I found that at age 13, 53% of American girls reported to be unhappy with their bodies. That really struck out to me because it's insane that half of the girls that they like surveyed, I guess, at 13 years old, so like either just hit puberty or are about to hit puberty, say they're unhappy with their bodies. Like that's crazy. I think if you went back in time, now I'm not sure about this, but I'm just kind of guessing right now, but I'm sure that if you went back in time, that wouldn't really be the case. And I think that that's heavily due to the fact that most of these young girls are on social media and they're seeing examples with filters and editing and just posing that makes the body look a way that it doesn't naturally. So they're naturally just having these insecurities that they wouldn't have had if they didn't have social media or they didn't grow up in a culture where bodies were changed like trends, like fashion trends. Another compelling statistic that I found was that this same study, it grew to 78% saying they were unhappy with their bodies by the time they reached 17 years old. I'm 17. So it's crazy. Like I'm imagining it like school wise right now. Like that's like if almost 80% of the girls in my grade said that they were unhappy with their bodies. That's a lot. Now imagine this worldwide. 80% of girls, billions. Literally billions. Negative body image is such a common struggle today. Not just for teens, but also for older women. Because I've noticed, specifically on Instagram, the amount of plastic surgeons that promote things like mommy makeovers and tummy tucks and a snapback postpartum, that's so harmful. So harmful. I usually try to target this podcast towards teens, but this is something that bothers me, and I'm not a mother. I don't plan on being a mother soon, but that bothers me so much because how is it that a human body, mothers that are the connector between the spiritual, the unborn babies, and create life, and they're expected to snap back instantly after giving birth? No, that's not how it is. That's not how it is. And I think that honestly, it's disrespectful to women almost. It's kind of against women to expect that snapback, to say that, oh, these exercises or these juices or this, I don't know, stretch could help you to snap back after your pregnancy. That's wild to me. Wild. Because stretch marks are natural. Postpartum depression and mental health, bad mental health after giving birth, is very normal. Very, very normal. And I know that that's a struggle for a lot of women. I've talked to a lot of women who have told me or told stories about how they were depressed and felt as if they resented their baby after giving birth, and these are things that happen to women. But what happens when they talk about it? They're immediately told that's not okay, but it's very common. The same way that a lot of women are getting mommy makeovers and tummy tucks, like I said, after giving birth. And if you want to get a surgery, I'm all for the idea that if you want to do a procedure, if you want to get a rhinoplasty, anything like that, and it's just for yourself, go ahead, do it. But I really, really challenge you to think like, are you really doing it because you want to, because you think that that's what's best for you? Or are you doing it because you've been conditioned in the past by social media and by the news and by celebrities that you need to look a certain way? I think that body image is a thing that women have to struggle with from the second they are born until they die. Because even as a child, I remember feeling like my legs were too thick, like I had too much hair all over my body because just naturally I was a hairy girl. And then when you grow up, you need to take off all the hair, wax all the hair, even though it's meant to grow there because we're created that way. This is something that I'm just very passionate about because the correlation between social media and body image is way too clear. Way, way, way too clear because we can see in recent trends that excessive social media consumption has been clearly linked to increased body dissatisfaction in teens, girls and boys too. So I think that a way to fix this is just by taking account of what kind of social media you're consuming. Even if you're a guy and your body image struggle could be wanting to have like washboard abs, or I know for a lot of guys it's height. They want to be really tall because that's what a lot of girls say that they like. You don't need to feel pressure to be tall. You know, it hurts me that we all feel conditioned to be the opposite of what we are, and then the people that aren't like us want to be like us. Like a ton of girls have told me, I wish I had your height. I wish I had your height. And I never believe it because, like, I could never imagine that. And I tell them, well, I wish I was really short because I think it looks cute. And they're like, what? No, because you have a model height. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. But the idea that I'm trying to communicate is that we always desire what we don't have. And that should make us enjoy what we have because there's always going to be people that admire the beauty in us. I once heard something that said that if you think that you're not lovable, if you think that you're not beautiful, think of the fact that you and your physical appearance comes from a lineage of people who have found each other beautiful. Beautiful enough to procreate. Because physically, at least, I'm not even saying emotionally or personality wise. Like, I'm saying if you don't like yourself physically, think about the fact that you had to come from a line of people who all found each other beautiful. There's always a way to see beauty in others. And that's by not focusing on what the media classifies as beautiful or not beautiful, because lately, like I stated earlier, like 5 years ago, it was really trending for women to have BBLs and have curvier figures, and now it's really popular to have really skinny, frail figures. So yeah, the idea of this episode is that you guys should love yourselves no matter how you are. I kind of went into a ramble with mommy makeovers, which is kind of random because I never thought I was going to talk about that on this episode. But yeah, I think that that's good because it applies to more people. Like, this episode can help more people than just teens. It's important that we stay true to ourselves and love ourselves and our bodies and treat them with care. Anyways, I wanted to let you guys know that Mental Mix is now on YouTube. I'm super happy about that. I was finally approved and now my episodes get to play on YouTube. I have updated my link tree, and I mentioned briefly last episode that I have listener support donations on. So yeah, those are still up, and now the link has been added into my link tree so that you guys can just access that if you'd be willing to donate. Same as my YouTube, which has also been linked. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you later on Mental Mix. Bye.